Whether you're a young game developer with a few years' experience wanting to strike out on your own and stick it to the man, or an established person from the entertainment industry, there's a hell of a lot of bases that you need to cover before starting your own studio. If you fit any of these bills, then fortune favors you today, as one of our contributors has gone to great lengths to give you a helping hand along the way. Join me, Ryan Wienko, as I embark on the first of 4 parts in Eric Scharf's new series of articles entitled Protecting Your Startup from Being Shot Down. Welcome aboard. This is Industry Broadcast. Before getting going today, I need to take a moment to thank Eric Scharf for writing this series of articles which we'll be starting on today, and remind everybody that this 18-year entertainment software industry veteran has a blog that can be found at emsharf.com, which also outlines the invaluable creative consultant services that he also offers. Protecting Your Startup from Being Shot Down, Part 1. The top 10 things that I am assuming about you. Number 1. You and your loyal cadre of game developers have created what you believe is an airtight business model for your startup. Number 2. You created a collection of your very best game design documents in order to determine for which game product type, genre, and hardware platforms you want to develop. Number 3. You spent some time evaluating various development technologies and production software, as well as task and bug tracking applications, and you have determined the best choices for your product. Number 4. You selected one game type, one genre, and one target hardware platform for which you and your team very much want to make a product. Number 5. You consulted people associated with game industry manufacturing and distribution channels, and you have a general idea of how you want to sell your product. Number 6. You estimated a cost of $3 million US currency for studio operations, commercial technology, production hardware, and product development using in-house and external resources. Number 7. After dialogues with a few potential funding sources, you have settled on one. Number 8. You have disclosed your requirements, and your funding finalist is performing a thorough risk assessment against your plans and the requested figure. Number 9. You have made some effort to define how you will split your time between managing your company and developing your product. And lastly, number 10. You and your buddies want to be in charge of your careers for a long time, making original, innovative, and enjoyable games your way, and sticking it to the man. You seem pretty sure that you are on the right path, and have generally considered everything on the eve of your first big deal. You are just itching to sign up, collect your cash, and get this party started. The devil, however, is in the details. And I may just have enough material here to prevent you from falling prey to any big-time gotchas right out of the box, though I have a helpful phrase that I want you to ponder and memorize before we go any further. Think, and do not do things the way they have always been done, simply because that is the way that they have always been done. Never turn down good advice. People come up with great ideas every day upon which they can attempt to establish a company. A small percentage of those people actually have the nerve to do so as sole proprietors, and even another smaller percentage of those have the guts to do it involving a team of employees, both internal and outsourced. And a still smaller percentage of those people, like you, are completely new to the business of building a business. This moment in your life is critical. You are hopefully performing determined due diligence on your plans to open the next great game development studio. You are also asking some of your more trusted colleagues for their professional input, as well as recommendations for other established contacts. There are plenty of talking heads littering the game industry landscape, but you are strongly encouraged to avoid a false start by aligning yourself with reputable consultants as early in your startup planning process as possible. These industry experienced specialists hail from all of the major and necessary business areas: intellectual property law, finance, studio operations, property insurance, health benefits, retirement planning, marketing, manufacturing, and distribution. You should keep in touch with these specialists before, during, and well beyond the creation of your new studio and product line. Whether you receive quality guidance for a fee or free, good advice is hard to find. Just as you may wonder if the job is worth taking without first accepting that job, you will never know what you might learn from an information source if you do not commit to sitting down with that person and hearing them out. If you are a people person and a good judge of character in a social setting, then you will know when you are being fed bologna or prime rib. And for the vegetarians in the audience, that would be stewed spinach or vegetable lasagna. The path of greatest reward. Achieving long-term and sustained success for your startup begins with the path of greatest reward. The path of least resistance simply allows you to focus almost exclusively on the bottom line of cheating, cutting corners, and delivering less quality than you promise. You think the man takes this path morning, noon, and night, and you say you want to avoid that mistake at all costs. If you want to achieve long-term and sustained success for your startup, then follow the path of greatest reward. Your top priority will be the establishment of an appropriate compensation plan for you and your development team. If your core team of future employees is as dedicated, loyal, and talented as you believe, then you want to retain them as happy and focused part of your company for as long as possible, as soon as possible. After all, how can your future team be all about your future products without question if you have not reasonably been all about them first? The business of successful game development, however, involves a laundry list of interconnected moving parts which should be clearly identified and confirmed before finalizing your compensation plan and officially opening your doors for business. Failure to acknowledge these moving parts as early as possible will prevent you from properly and thoughtfully addressing the issue of compensation the first time out of the gate. The Core Four. A handful of these moving parts provide the basis for your compensation plan, and I refer to them as the Core Four. They are stock options, performance bonuses, salary increases, and base salaries in that order of priority, from most complex to simplest, but not necessarily in that combination. The Core Four, as well as angel investors and venture capitalists, exist for those who are not independently wealthy to the point of being able to hire whomever for whatever project to be finished whenever. Stock options on future equity in a company exist as long-term incentive for your employees to remain with and grow your company from its infancy into a mature, reliable, and successful business. The products they develop are what generate and maintain this growth. As long as those products, with some divine intervention, have been properly marketed to their target audience, predetermined sales figures for making a profit have been achieved or exceeded, and the man has not artificially flooded the marketplace in his favor. Stock options given in exchange for company funding or an employee's willingness to go without a salary until the company reaches liquidity can remain relatively valueless without quality, well-received products to back them up, and top-notch focused employees to build them up. The games industry is a what you have done for me this quarter business, decades removed from its hobbyist beginnings. Established game companies, no matter how robust their library of popular video game properties, must continually pump out new and successful products in order to keep their share prices in the black. The only exception for this rule involves the still growing subscription-based MMO market. If you have a strong E-rated MMO for an enormously popular property like Dora the Explorer, your company's stock could remain well in the black for years with simple content and maintenance updates every few months. Stock options for many people resemble the Ferrari poster on the wall. You believe that you will have the car of your dreams someday, but until that moment arrives, you just admire the poster, continue working hard on your craft, and hoping for the best. Stock options for most non-corporate giant employees do not vest for at least 3 years of an employee's time with the company. This fast compounds the pressure of the founding members of the company to deliver one or more successful products until their vesting period has been reached. The numerous common and customized legal stipulations dictate, however, that under the circumstances you can activate, purchase, and keep stock options will challenge your intestinal fortitude to follow through with stock options in the first place. Many larger companies, in fact, have rules in place for employees who are leaving the company. The employees may be forced to sell his shares back to the company, sometimes at the original option price. The company may also have the right of first refusal in the event that the employee wanted to see his shares to anyone outside of the company. Performance bonuses for most people who have not worked at id or Epic exist as the bridge between the potential reality of an annual salary increase and the long-term desire of vested stock options that maintain a high value. Performance bonuses can be tied to successful individual tasks, departmental goals, milestone deliveries, project completions, annual employee reviews, or all of these measuring sticks. While some companies prefer that level of granularity so that the bonus money handed out has truly been earned, most companies prefer annual reviews that conveniently adhere to their fiscal year schedules, no matter when their products ship. Some companies provide bonus money the moment they notify their individual employees that a bonus has been achieved, while others make their notification along with the announcement that payroll needs to be adjusted so your bonuses will arrive one pay period or a month from now. Some companies are kind enough to provide these rewards as cash bonuses, while other companies deliver less immediately useful gifts under the theme, "It's the thought that counts." When their performance bonuses cease to fulfill their original purpose through poor sales returns, poor development performances, or unnatural corporate meddling, salary increases can fill the gap. They act like a bonus that has been spread across the entire fiscal year, and as long as your development team, products, and sales all fall in line, salary increases should arrive annually or even biannually and without fail. Any company that is appreciative of passionate but stable-minded employees in the face of production instabilities common within the games industry will have established proper and reasonable base salaries for those employees from the beginning. The core four all have their strengths, and their basic difference being wait times. Salaries are immediate in most companies. Salary increases and performance bonuses can occur at least once and potentially twice per year. Stock options can potentially bring a huge windfall as long as you can afford to wait them out. Most would-be employees cannot afford to wait for their compensation. They may not have another source of income, they may have little to no savings, they may have a family to support, or all of the above. If this is the case with the people that you really need on your team, you should do the right thing to prevent any distractions from the creation of your first product. And this wraps it up for the first of 4 parts of Eric Scharf's Protecting Your Startup from Being Shot Down series. Mr. Scharf's blog and website with a rundown of his invaluable consultant services can be found at www.emscharf, that's EMSCHARF.com. Join me, Ryan Wienko, for more insightful audio articles such as this one by heading over to IndustryBroadcast.com, where we will always endeavor to bring the collective insight of the gaming industry to your ears.